An underrated part of a team's success in the National Football League is their approach to travel. Are they smart about it? Are they cognizant of players' body clocks? Are they doing everything possible to get the players unjet lagged and on a proper sleep schedule as they travel to the cities, and especially international games? And the Minnesota Vikings will be hitting the road nine times in 2023, but overall their travel isn't going to be so bad. And now remember, last year the Vikings had 8 road games, one of them in London, and Kevin O'Connell and his health and performance team were very smart about the way that they went about adjusting sleep schedules and making sure the Vikings were good to go. Resulted in a win over the Saints in London, and I'm sure they'll take a very smart approach to a truncated travel schedule, because the Vikings actually check in at 5th least number of miles traveled in the 2023 regular season, which is pretty good news. So looking up at the top, you do have the Seahawks, the Niners, the Rams, and the Chargers. So you do have 4 of the top 5 teams who do not play in international games. I mean, basically, the schedule just broke bad, and also they're relatively isolated on the West Coast. So you could be traveling a ways. The Dolphins, the Chiefs, the Colts, and the Patriots all play in Germany, in Frankfurt this year, so that's going to be a couple of miles. The Falcons, Jaguars, the Bills, and the Ravens, Titans play in England as well. Now, the Jaguars play back-to-back games over in London, but I mean, they're probably not going to be coming back unless Shad Khan wants to rack up those frequent flyer miles. Who knows? But so they probably only count one trip there. But you look at the bottom of the table. So the Vikings, 5th fewest miles traveled this year with 13,226. Now they do cross 16 time zones, so whatever there. But interesting, the Bengals are at the bottom with just under 12K. Plus, they only have 8 road games, but the Packers and the Bears have 9. Same thing with the Panthers. So the Vikings, overall, they're pretty good. And the NFC North plays the AFC West and the NFC South this year. Plus, if you look at the way that the schedule breaks down, what would have been longer trips if the games were flipped. You look at the Chargers, the Niners, the Saints, and the Bucks. I'll get them at home. And for the road games, only one trip to the Pacific time zone with the Raiders, so you're not even traveling to the coast. And then you got one trip to Denver, whatever, 2 trips to the East Coast with Philly and Carolina. And overall, this is pretty damn good. And also, travel schedule wise, the NFC North does benefit in that the teams are all bunched together in the Minnesota, Wisconsin, Illinois, and Michigan area. So I mean, the Vikings do catch a break, even though yes, it is a competitive disadvantage to have the 9 road games. And yes, it does rotate through until they go with the full 18-game schedule, which is coming, by the way. But overall, I mean, the Vikings, they did pretty damn good. And again, this is going to be one other thing that the National Media Jabroni Haircuts point to is like, well, they were never tested because they didn't have to travel far. Point differential. Yeah, they're going to talk about mileage differential now in the games. That's exactly what's going to happen. Like, you just wait. They'll just come up with another made-up stat to hit the Vikings with another brick. That's how they do, man. That's how they do. But your thoughts are thoughts. The Vikings have the 5th least amount of travel among NFL teams in 2023. Let us know your thoughts and our thoughts in the comment section below. Subscribe for daily Vikings takes. Want to support the work? Put a little something in the Venmo. But till next time, Skull Production Value.